Let me ask you a question. What if you knew you were going to die a few weeks or months after retiring from your job? Have you ever worked with someone who retired after years and years giving to the organization only to pass away a short time after retiring? Well, today we're going to address what I believe is the culprit when no known health issues were apparent and what you can do to live your life even after your career ends. So let's go. Over the years, I've had the honor of working with some of the most dedicated professionals in public higher education. These were folks who gave it their all for decades, early mornings and late nights, working with students, working with administration, countless emails, tons of meetings. You know the type. Maybe you are that type. But what stuck with me most about my time there wasn't just the work ethic or the institutional knowledge that walked out the door when they retired. It was what happened after. Man, I can still remember the first time I heard someone had passed away just a few short months after retiring. Man, I was kind of shocked. And then I heard it again and again. And in some cases, these individuals had barely settled into retirement before their lives ended. Gone, just like that. Now, I want to be clear. I don't know what personal health challenges they may have been facing. I don't know what was going on in their families or if they had silent battles they just never spoke of. But what I do know is this. It made me ask some heavy questions. Like, what happens to us when we no longer feel needed? Or what becomes of our identity when the job title disappears? And what role does our vision, your why, play in the fight to stay alive mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically? Man, this is the career identity trap revisited. I've written about it, I've spoke about it, but I want to talk about it in a little bit more in depth. I mean, you know the idea that what you do becomes who you are. You've heard that before. How you introduce yourself and the value you place on yourself becomes your title or your job. But for retirees, especially those who've worked in one career for 30 or 40 years, this trap looks a little different. It's not just about losing a title, it's about losing community, losing belonging, and losing their self-worth, or at least the sense of it. And without a clear vision of who you are beyond your role, beyond your title, it's easy to drift, to feel insecure or unattached. And for some, that detachment becomes deadly. Have you heard this before? Life exists to make life better. David Baer, one of my favorite mentors in the self-help space, once said, life exists to make life better, not to chase perfection, not to accumulate titles, not to sacrifice yourself on the altar of achievement for a boss, for an organization, but to make life better. And the truth is, you don't do that if you don't have a vision, your own inner compass for why you do what you do, and more importantly, who you're becoming while you do it. Whether you're 35 and burning out from managing a team of 12 or 55 or 100, and wondering if it's time to walk away from the business you've built, the same principle applies. And it's this: without a vision, your days become tasks, your life becomes a to-do list, and your identity, now that becomes dangerously fragile. This isn't about retirement. This is about reclaiming the steering wheel of your life now, while you're in the middle of building, leading, and parenting or providing. Because here's what no one ever tells us, is that if you're a high achiever, if you don't develop your own vision, someone else will develop it for you. And the odds are, it won't include rest, nor presence, or even peace. When I was researching and developing the MindFlow Cycle program, man, I noticed this common theme of high-performing professionals. Not one person that I interviewed said, I need a vision. Instead, I heard things like, I feel numb, like I'm sleepwalking through my own life. Or I heard, I'm home with my kids, but my mind is still at work. Or how about this one? I heard, I work hard to build this life, but I don't even enjoy it anymore. And I want more time for myself, but I don't even know what I would do with it. extra 5 hours a week, what would you do? They didn't know. And all of that is a vision problem, not a productivity problem, not a discipline problem, not even a time management problem. It's a purpose problem. And once we start doing the work in the program of creating a clear, compelling, personal vision, one that includes your family, your values, and your definition of success, everything begins to shift. So, if you're ready to take that first step, here are 10 ways, 10 steps to begin crafting a grand vision that fuels you rather than depletes you. So, number one, you've got to pause, not scroll, not numb out, just pause. Silence is where the vision starts. And then, once you're sitting in silence, reflect on joy and happiness. When were you most alive in the last 5 years? Start there. Perhaps write, step number 3, write a eulogy. May sound morbid, but what do you want to be remembered for? And number 4, clarify your core values. What are your non-negotiables in life and leadership? And then step 5, define success for yourself, not society's version, your version. And then move on to step 6, which is to visualize that vision or visualize your ideal day. From morning to night, what does it feel like? What does it smell like? What does it taste like? What do you see? And number 7, identify your energy peaks. What drains you? What fills you up? Step number 8, list 5 people you admire. What about them speaks to you? The life that they have that you want. And number 9, map your life domains. That's your relationships, your work, health, spirituality, fun. Where are you thriving? And where are you just surviving? And number 10, give yourself permission to change. It's time to slow down, to choose differently. This is not a one-time journaling exercise. This is the start of a practice, a way of living with intention so you don't lose yourself to roles and responsibilities or burnout. Your life isn't a resume. Now, let's be honest. Many of us are living like we're trying to impress some invisible panel, as if the number of tasks we complete in a day somehow measures our value. But here's the truth. I want you to take this with you today. Your life isn't a resume. It's a story, a sacred story. And you are the author. And you can write and rewrite your story. So don't wait for the end of your career to start wondering what it all meant. Don't wait until the kids are grown or until you've, quote, made it, or until burnout forces you to stop. Start writing your vision now before the noise of life writes it for you. You deserve a life that feels good on the inside, not just one that looks impressive, right, on the outside or on social media. If you're a high-achieving professional who's tired of spinning your wheels and ready to reconnect with the purpose, clarity, and flow, okay, we have a program for you. The MindFlow Cycle might be the reset you didn't know you needed. So go to our website at www.mindflowcycle.com and pick up one of our free resources to help you start reclaiming your life. Or better yet, let's schedule a talk. Let's talk. Let's chat. No pressure. Maybe we can map out the future for you. So thanks for listening, and we will see you in the next episode. Take care.